guys, welcome to my channel. Welcome back to my channel. So today's video will be discussing something that I get questions of a lot over on my vlog channel. If you haven't already checked it out, go check it out. I'll link it down below. On my vlog channel a few years ago, I did a video kind of following me around a typical day at my internship, and I get a lot of questions not only on that video but on other videos as well, as to where I intern, what I do, how I got the internship, all types of questions like that. So today I thought it'd be a really good idea to film a video all about my internship. So if you guys were curious about where I did an internship, or maybe you didn't even know I had an internship, well, now you do. So please keep on watching and subscribe if you like the video. So starting off, over the last 3 years, I interned for like the big umbrella of AmeriCorps, and under that, where I interned specifically was the program named Justice Corps. And what that is basically they hire college students to work in the courts and kind of fill the need that is missing. So a lot of people that go through the court system don't really know what they're doing or how to navigate the court process, and a lot of times these people don't have money to hire attorneys. So that's where we come in as interns. We kind of fill that gap where people can't afford attorneys, and students who want to work at the court but don't have, aren't attorneys yet, we're just in college. So we kind of fill that gap. So what we do for Justice Corps is, as interns, we help and assist these clients, or what we call self-represented litigants, which is basically just people who come to the court who either can't afford an attorney or don't want to hire an attorney, and they are representing themselves in the court process. That's what a self-represented litigant is. We work in family, civil, unlawful detainer, and small claims. And then depending on which court you're working at, it will depend on which set you're in. So like I mentioned, Justice Corps is a branch of AmeriCorps. So there are 3 regions where Justice Corps is implemented. So there's San Diego County, Los Angeles County, and San Francisco County. I'm not sure if there's any more Justice Corps programs across the United States. All I know is that here in California, there's 3 regions where we do have Justice Corps, and I worked in San Diego County since I did go to school in San Diego. Okay, so now that I've addressed what Justice Corps is and what AmeriCorps is and all that stuff, let's get on how I got this internship, or how I even heard about it. So I heard about this internship my freshman year of college. So I went ahead and filled out my application, and then probably like 2 weeks later I got a call saying I had an interview, and I applied my second semester of freshman year, kind of towards the end. So that's how I heard about the internship, just basically through my sorority. Where did I intern? As I mentioned, I interned in San Diego. So I interned at the Family Law Facilitator's Office in San Diego County. So the site that I worked in was in family law. So the biggest question I get all the time is, what did you do as an intern? So I'll break it down for you guys and explain what it is that I did at my site and what most people who interned at family law got to do. So as a family law intern, what you do is you help the litigants, or the clients, the ones who are self-represented. You help them with their paperwork and help them understand the court process. So for example, a client or a litigant will come in and say, Dad has 4 weekends a month, and he's not showing up, or he's being late, or his work schedule, X, Y, and Z. I want to only make it 2 days a month now on the weekends. And so what we would do is we would take in their information, look at their case, and go ahead and do all the paperwork so they can be able to file that order. And you would basically fill out all the legal documents that they would need in order to proceed with their case and file that. So you would fill it all out, give it to them, explain it to them, and then let them know what the next steps are. So a really important fact to know is that we do not represent these people. We do not represent anybody. We have no biases. So one day, one person can come in and we can help them file all the paperwork, and then the next day, the second party or the second person in that party will come in and ask for help to respond to the paperwork we just did the other day. So we have no biases. We don't turn people away just because we work with one person. We will just as equally help the other person respond, just as well as we help the person file the paperwork. So we don't give people advice. We're not their attorneys. There are staff attorneys there, but they, like I said, they don't represent them, so they're not able to give people legal advice, and neither are we. We just give it legal information and clarification and let them know what their options are, explain what it is that they're doing, and answer any questions that they may have. So a lot of the common things that we would do on an everyday basis is child custody visitation, child support, spousal support, domestic violence, restraining orders and temporary restraining orders, and then restraining order after hearings and the orders after hearings. So we do some of that. Some interns didn't know how to do it. I was taught my very first year, so my second time around I was able to do those, but those are the type of stuff that we do on a day-to-day basis. Okay, so training, like I said, I was with the court for 3 years. So my very first year, what the training was like was your first 3 weeks, you shadow basically the paralegals, and they teach you how to do everything. You watch them do cases, and then they watch you fill them out, but they're there with you at every step, so you're not by yourself at any time. So that's basically what the first 3 weeks are like. And then after that, they basically let you loose and you take clients on your own. And then after every single case before it hits your client, what you have to do is you have to get it checked by an attorney to make sure that everything is done correctly in compliance with the law. You never want to give out any paperwork to any client without having it checked with an attorney, because if you give them the wrong paperwork or you did it wrong, it falls back on you and the office, and it just isn't a good thing. So always, we always had to make sure that everything was going to be checked off and signed off by the attorneys. Also, what's really important is that at any time, if we ever had any questions, it was so important to always ask questions. If any of you are interested in working in the courthouse or with attorneys, always ask questions. Never assume that you know something, because the law changes and there's so many little exceptions. You know, if you know this is what it is, but if this is going on, then it would be this. However, if this happens, then that would be the case. So you never want to assume that you know something. Even if you think you know it, always double check it with an attorney, because they know best. Next one is the time commitment. So for my internship, the time commitment is 300 hours at minimum. Once you complete the 300 hours, you are able to do well above more than that, but the minimum is 300 hours. Other most common question is it paid, and how did I make money while I was in college? So yes, it is a paid internship in a way, but also no. And the reason I say that is because the money that they give you is a education award. So it stays in the AmeriCorps account that they make for you. And then after you complete your 300 hours and after the program director exits you, then you're able to go ahead and transfer the money over to whatever school you want, or to whatever loan program that you are a part of, to either pay off your loans or use the money to pay your tuition if you're a continuing student. So how did I make money? I had multiple retail jobs while I was in college. I worked at Forever 21, Victoria's Secret, Ross, stuff like that. And then I worked at a restaurant, which I currently still work at now. I've been there for 2 years. So that's how I made money. I always had a job. During school, I would just work on the weekends. So those are basically all the topics of questions that I get all the time. I hope this video really helped answer any of the questions you may have had or interested you in possibly applying. This was one of the best 3 years of my life. I loved interning at the courthouse. The second time I did the internship, I went back to the family law office because I just love family law and I love working there. And the feeling of knowing that with your help, people are able to get legal assistance that otherwise they wouldn't have is just so gratifying. And knowing that you're giving back, for me, for instance, it was giving back to a community that I'm from. You know, I'm from that area that I was working in. So to know that I'm giving back to my people, my community, and helping them and with things that they otherwise would not know how to work with is just so gratifying. And knowing that I'm really making a difference in my community and in those people's lives. And obviously these are very unfortunate events and not fun times for them, but to know that I'm there helping them make it a little bit better, and at least helping them understand what it is that they're doing so they don't feel so lost and confused, really makes it so worth it for me. If I could do this forever, trust me, I would, which is one reason why I want to be an attorney and I want to be able to go back and work there, is because I want to be able to fill that gap that we so desperately need to be filled, is giving people with low resources and low income communities proper legal representation. And I'm so passionate about that, and I can go on for hours about why we need adequate legal representation for low income communities, but I love it. And honestly, if any of you feel as passionate about the law or are interested in being an attorney and want to know what it's like, I highly suggest applying for Justice Corps. If you live with any of the 3 counties, it's an amazing opportunity. And you know what? And if you find out that you don't want to be an attorney at the end of it, that's okay too. And that's the beauty of internships, really, is that you find out if that's what you want to do. It was an amazing experience. I had such great mentors, and on top of that, I actually got to be an actual court employee, which I can talk about that in a different video, but I was a university representative as well. So I was an actual court employee, and like I oversaw all the sites at my specific courthouse for the program, and it was just an amazing experience. If you guys want to know about that, I can make another video. I hope this video helped you guys out. If you guys have any more questions, please comment them down below. Subscribing is optional, but I would very much appreciate it. And if you guys give this video a big thumbs up if you like it, please do so. I would very appreciate that. Thank you so much for watching, and if you guys have any requests of different types of videos you'd like to see, please let me know. Comment down below. Thank you. See you next time.